Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today, as promised, I'm going to give you the Carolina Panthers predictions, as well as the key additions and key departures, and the strength of schedule for the Panthers for the 2018-2019 season. To start off, some key additions that I think the Panthers got in this year's offseason are Torrey Smith, DJ Moore, CJ Anderson, and Dontari Poe. Poe comes over from Atlanta and was decent with the Falcons. Smith comes over from the Eagles, just won a Super Bowl, did decent for the Eagles this season. He's a seasoned veteran at receiver. DJ Moore they got in the draft out of Maryland. He's another receiver that should see a lot of playing time this season for the Panthers. And CJ Anderson comes from Denver. So I think those guys could see a bunch of playing time for the Panthers this year. Some key departures that the Panthers lost this offseason are Jonathan Stewart, Kurt Coleman, and Charles Johnson on the defensive line. And their strength of schedule this year is 12th. So, again, like the Falcons, they have kind of a middle-of-the-road schedule this year. All right, with all that, let's jump into this season. Week 1, Carolina plays Dallas at home. I don't know how they're going to look this year. Cam can be good, but Cam can also be very bad. So it just depends on what game it is. This game, I have Carolina losing to Dallas by 4 points. I think the final score is going to be 21-17. I think it comes down to a last play. This is also one of the most intriguing Week 1 matchups to me. Week 2, Carolina goes to Atlanta, and if you watched my video yesterday where I predicted the Falcons schedule, you know that I think that the Falcons win this game because it's a home game for Atlanta. So I have Carolina losing 2 in a row to open up this season. I think they lose Week 2 to Atlanta 24-31. Week 3, Carolina hosts Cincinnati in what should be a very easy game for the Panthers. With the 0-2 start, Carolina comes back home and just hurts the Bengals a lot. I have Carolina winning by 21 points. I have them winning 38-17 against the Bengals in Week 3. Week 4 is Carolina's bye. Now, I'm not a huge fan of early bye weeks. I think that it ends up fatiguing a lot of players toward the end of the season, but who knows. Week 4 is a bye for Carolina, coming off their first win of the season, in my opinion. They're 1-2 going into Week 5 against the New York Giants. This, again, is a very winnable game for Carolina. I'm unsure of the Giants' capabilities this season. I think Saquon Barkley is going to be good for the Giants, but I don't think he can carry the whole team in his rookie season. I have Carolina beating the Giants 28-14 in Week 5. Week 6, Carolina plays in Washington against the Redskins, and I think the Redskins are too much for Carolina in this game. I have Carolina losing a close game. Very close. I have them losing by 1 point to Washington. Final score 28-27. Week 7, Carolina goes to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. This is going to be a tough game for Carolina. I think they fight, but I don't think it's enough in the end. I think that Philadelphia comes out on top 33-23 against Carolina. At this point of the season, I have Carolina at 2-4. Which is not promising for Panthers fans, but I think they start turning things around. Week 8, Carolina plays Baltimore at home. Should be an easy win for Carolina. I have them winning 30-17 against the Ravens. Week 9, Carolina hosts Tampa Bay. Division game, but it's in Charlotte. I like the Panthers in this game. I have them winning 31-10. Week 10, Carolina goes to Pittsburgh and plays the Steelers in what could be a really fun game to watch. Right now, I've evened out the record for the Panthers, so they're sitting at 4-4 going into a game against Pittsburgh. I think that Ben Roethlisberger in Heinz Field late in the season is going to be really hard to stop, and so I don't see the Panthers being able to to pull this win out. I have Pittsburgh beating Carolina 28-24 in Week 10. So that puts Carolina back below 500 on the season. I have them at 4-5 now. Week 11, Carolina goes to Detroit. And this is going to be a fun, interesting game for all of the NFC, I think. I think this game can mean a lot for both of these teams at this point in the season. But I think Cam goes into Detroit and just runs away with it. I have Carolina winning this game 38-27 against the Lions. Week 12 is against Seattle, and for Panthers fans, for the Panthers organization, for Seahawks fans, and for the Seahawks organization, I think that this game has huge playoff implications, not only for these two teams, but for a lot of teams in the NFC. I think this could be a major game for the NFC. I think this game becomes a very defensive game, especially towards the end of it. And I have the Panthers pulling off a win in Charlotte, 20-10, to beat the Seahawks. Week 13, Carolina goes to Tampa Bay, plays Tampa. I think Carolina gets a win. I think Carolina sweeps Tampa this year. I think that in order to stay alive in the division, Carolina's going to have to win this game against Tampa in Week 13. So I think they pull that off. I think they win 27-13. Week 14, Carolina goes to Cleveland, which, like I said yesterday in the Falcons prediction video, I think Cleveland will be better this year, but I don't think they'll be able to beat the Panthers, even in Cleveland. I like the Panthers in this game. I like the Panthers to go into Cleveland and just put up some points. I have them winning 30-21. Week 15, Carolina plays against New Orleans in Bank of America Stadium, and I have them rolling so far. I have them right now on a 4-game win streak, and I think they continue this streak against New Orleans. I have the Panthers winning a close game, 24-20 against New Orleans. Week 16, Carolina plays host to Atlanta. If you watched my Falcons predictions video yesterday, you know how I think this game will end. I have the Panthers splitting with Atlanta on the season, beating them in this game at home by 11 points. 34-23 is what I believe the final score of this game will be. Now, going into Week 17, I have the Panthers on a 6-game win streak and turning things around from a 2-4 start, what I predict to be a 2-4 start. This game will be major. This game against New Orleans, Week 17 for Carolina, will be huge. I'm not going to say anything about the playoffs because I don't want to, but I think this game becomes a major determining factor in where teams in the NFC South land for the playoffs. But since it's on the road and there's a lot at stake, I don't think Drew Brees loses this game. I have Brees in New Orleans beating Carolina in the last week of the season, 30-24. I have the Panthers at 10-6 at the end of the regular season, which definitely should be enough to get them into the playoffs, but you'll have to watch my playoff prediction video to see for sure. Once again, thank y'all for watching, and I hope that y'all subscribe and like the video. If you don't agree with me at any point in the video, just give me a comment, let me know why. I enjoy doing these videos. I think it's fun to see how well I can predict what's going to happen this season. Next up is the New Orleans Saints. You already know, if you watch this video or my Falcons prediction video, how I think at least 4 of their games are going to go. So just stay tuned for that, and I will see y'all next time.